Hello, this is Comic Collector Geek, and I'm with Dan Parent, really awesome Archie artist.
Hi.
Hi. So, I've been asking this of every artist so far. Did you collect comics as a kid?
I did. I did.
And what did you collect?
I started off collecting Harvey comics, for anybody who remembers Harvey,
Wow, Harvey.
which were Richie Rich and Casper and Hot Stuff.
Yeah.
Those were my first ones. And then I did go into Archie's, Dell comics too. And then
So
when
Dell 4-color and all that kind of stuff?
yeah, like the Daffy Duck and those Disney ones. And then when I was 10, 12 years old, started getting into DC.
Okay.
Marvel and DC, but mostly DC.
Yeah. So any characters that you liked over, like, what were your most popular?
Superman and Batman
Batman.
were my big ones. Yeah.
I was talking to Bill Morrison, and he was saying Batman is his thing.
Yeah. I definitely was a big The World's Finest was great, and I love Legion of Superheroes, one of my all-time favorites. Favorites.
So and then how did you go from there to going into actually creating comics and doing?
Well, being a big comic fan. I was able to go to the Joe Kubert School.
Oh, wow.
Which
they're here.
They're here. Yep. So I went to the school, and then during school, Archie was looking at portfolios, and then they just happened to see my work, and I had done some Archie samples, and they hired me when I was still in school, and then when I graduated, they offered me a full-time position. So I actually started working full-time.
I actually have your very first cover, which was in Veronica in Paris.
Yes. Yep. My first cover. Yep.
That's it.
My first full issue of a comic too.
Oh, really?
I was doing stories before that, but that was my first complete comic.
So how old were you at that time?
I was 22.
Wow, it's pretty.
I'm 59 now, so I've been there 37 years.
Wow,
almost 37 years. Yeah.
And so now it seems like they're letting you do a lot more of your own variant covers. Like
they are. Yeah.
And is that separate from Archie? Is that is it your own thing, or how does it work?
I do a lot of variant covers for different stores. So a lot of stores and retailers do their own variants now, which is kind of a thing. And then I'll also do my own variants for conventions.
Okay.
So I do my own, a few a year of my own, and then a lot of them for retailers.
So I noticed, actually, I'm not sure. Can I grab one of these?
Yeah.
Sure. So, for example, I see variant covers like this, which are awesome. This is like a homage to kind of a cover swipe of Seven Seas by Matt Baker.
Yes.
It's great stuff.
Yep.
And I love your Negative Space one. It's really great.
Virginia Comic Con, that was a variant for them. Yeah.
And do you find that do you do a Kickstarter often, or what do you do?
I do a Kickstarter for my series Die Kitty Die, which I have here also. That's my own series. So I've done 4 Kickstarters for that book. And I kickstarted it, and then we had a publisher for a while. The last one we published ourselves.
Okay.
And it's just a great way because we get the whole book funded in advance.
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about raising money or how we're going to pay for it. We have the money to do it, and we can just go ahead and do it how we want to.
And then you can print as many as you want.
Exactly.
And do as many different covers as you want.
Do variants, second printings if we need to. Yeah.
So, do you prefer doing your own comics like Die Kitty Die, or do you like doing the Archie stuff?
Well, I prefer the Archie stuff only because with Die Kitty Die, I'm responsible for everything.
Okay.
With Archie, I just basically do the artwork and send it off, and then I'm done. So there's more creative freedom with Die Kitty Die, but I think it's easier doing the Archie stuff.
Yeah. You don't have to be the artist, the creator.
You don't have to be the editor, and then
the finance
department. Yeah, right.
Yeah, it is hard as an entrepreneur. Yeah. So with Archie, how much restrictions do they put on you in terms of, I find there's Dan DeCarlo, there's Bob Montana, and there's you. In my opinion, those are
I appreciate that.
And I associate all of you guys with the good girl art style to Archie, the more sexy style, if I can say.
Right.
How much freedom do you have to make the covers more risque, I guess?
The variant covers you can be a little more risque because they're not technically being published through Archie. Or they are being printed through Archie, but they're really the stores are basically the publishers. So you can't do that. You can't only do so much, but you can be a little more risque on the variant.
Because there's a few where not even variants, but just regular issues where there's the innuendos.
Right.
And do you guys intend that, obviously? Or?
No. I mean, actually, at least in the old days, there was a lot of these innuendos that got through that were not intentional.
No,
They just sort of realized it once they were out
the
there.
most famous one is like where he's like, there's all the guys in the background, and he says, I beat off these guys.
Right. Yeah. That's the most famous one.
Yeah.
That's the most famous one.
Yeah, but
There's a few more like that.
There's a few that you've done that that have been kind of a bit risque. I would say.
I'm trying to think what those would be. I guess this. Yeah.
I'll show them in a later video, just so you know.
All right.
It's really great speaking with you.
Thank you.
So, is there anything you want to tell my audience? So the type of people that watch my videos are generally people like me. We like good girl art, we like golden age, and we generally like your stuff. Actually, a lot of the people that watch my videos buy your stuff, buy your Kickstarters.
Awesome.
So we're going to put all your links. I'm going to put all your links into the description.
Okay, great.
So to check them out.
Yep.
Also, I noticed there's a website where you sell stuff.
Well, I have my own. My website is danperrin.com.
Yeah.
It is not updated at all. I update it like once a year.
But there's another site where you can buy your variants.
Yeah, there's a lot of like Virginia Comic Con, Great Wall of Comics.
Great Wall of Comics.
Yeah, Great Wall of Comics. I do a lot of variants for them, and you can buy a lot of variants at their store. Okay. So any of these variant covers that I do, the stores usually have a site you can buy them from.
Okay.
But Great Wall is a good one to check out.
Okay. And do you have any that you do exclusively under your own banner where you don't?
Yeah, I do. I do like my own San Diego ones. Like I did a Josie one and a Mermaid one, a Betty and Veronica.
Yeah.
And then
Actually, I picked those up already.
Oh yeah. You did pick them up? Yeah.
I bought them.
Okay, I was going to show them. Okay.
No, show them.
Okay, so I've got the Josie one, and then I did the Sabrina one for San Diego last year.
Those are great.
So so I'll do my own once in a while, a couple times a year. And the variants are great. They're just a lot of fun. They're very collectible too because you only print 250 copies. So.
Yeah. So each of these is only 250 copies.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
And do you still have any of those available? The Negative Space ones?
Not the comics. The comics sold out. Yeah, good prints.
I've been trying to get that cover.
Yeah, it sold out really fast.
It's really hard to get.
That was my first store variant too. So,
oh really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, well thanks again for the interview, and everyone check out Dan Parent on Instagram maybe.
Yeah, Parent Daniel at Instagram. Yeah.
And we'll put the links in the description. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now.